I have a very corrupted mind, you see. So the first thing that came to mind when I saw that base, it is not cabbages or anything like that. It looks more like the ball sack coming from the Hulk. Yeah, Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This week it would be 27th May to 1st of June 2024. Yeah, the first half of the year is almost over, just a month away. For this week, we have quite a wide variety of figures as well. We have some FGO stuff. I'm very happy about it, both on the genuine and also third party side of things. And then, yeah, perhaps the most popular figure of this week, my own guess by the way, Asuma Toki, we have a genuine figure. Okay, without further ado, let's check out the genuine figures first on Hobby Link Japan, our affiliate partner. And we'll begin with 1x4 scale figures as usual. One more thing is that there are a lot of cultured anime figures this week. Like, their clothes design are fabulous, but they cover very little skin, so I had to do what I needed to do because YouTube does not like them, right? I don't have a choice over here. Okay, the first one, 1x4 scale bunny suit planning Veronica Sweetheart bunny version. Yeah, this is a pair with the other character from the very same series. What was her name again? Like, there has been so many figures of her suddenly within the span of just a few months. Yeah, Sophia F. Schering, right? Her name is, I remember her name very well for reasons that even I myself don't know. Yeah. Okay, generic bunny figure in my opinion. But then again, if you know something about bunny suit planning, you like it, maybe pick one up, right? I mean, most of you buy bunny girl figures not because you like bunny girls, but rather because you like the character portrait in that very figure itself, right? So go for it if you know something and like this series. The second one over here, okay, from Binding Creators Opinion, we have a 1x4 scale jump rope girl Mio, 35,000 yen. Okay, I suppose that, edgy figures wearing gym outfits is not very common, but at the same time, perhaps it is not to my own personal taste, but I don't find gym uniform to be particularly attractive in any way. Like, yeah, I am a nice thigh enjoyer. I love really nice legs, right? But even though gym uniform, especially those bloomers, really emphasize the shape of the bare leg or thighs over there, I wouldn't say it is my favorite. I still prefer a very nice thigh to be partially covered, like maybe, thigh level stocking. The good old Z-type Ryoiki, yeah, I love that. Anyways, 35,000 yen for 1x4 scale generic looking figure. Yeah, really up to you. For me, this is not to my taste. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. Okay, we will have more 1x4 scale figures later on Ami. For now, let's check out this one. 1x6 scale Mima Ne-san. Tina illustrated by Kurofude An or An. Anyways, this is the limited edition with wall scroll. Lovely is actually a Chinese brand, but they have a very strong reputation nowadays. I even nominated one of their figures last year as being the best of the year. Yeah, it is that good. Now, the issue with this figure over here, or at least this artwork, is that while I actually like the upper half of the figure, or rather shoulder and up, because the design is really unique, a hoodie with some horns on it, just that the rest of the figure, there are way too little clothes covering her. And while I love figures like this, it feels very unbalanced in a way. Like, yeah, shoulder and up, you have a lot of stuff covering the character. You have some armor, shoulder armor, you have a hoodie and so on. But the rest of the figure is like there are barely any clothes on. It feels a bit unbalanced to me. Once again, this is probably subjective. This is not my kind of art style. Yeah, I would prefer like partially covered body, like you can kind of tell that she is doing a tease in some way. Yeah, a strip tease, but at the same time, there is enough cloth covering the figure. I think that is a lot more attractive in a way, even in an artistic style. Yeah. Okay, of course, if you are not interested in the wall scroll, you can get her for only 22,000 yen. Yeah, 2,000 yen for the wall scroll. Moving on to the next one, we have another cast of able figure. Yeah, I mentioned this like a couple of weeks ago. It is very popular nowadays, this kind of outfit design where you have barely a piece of cloth covering the opai over there. I've seen at least a dozen figures recently, in the recent 6 months, with this kind of outfit. And this is starting to get a bit out of hand. Like, yeah, when this kind of trend was new back then, I think it was pretty refreshing to see a design like this. But things are getting so out of hand that it is starting to feel a bit overdone, because like every artist is going for this kind of design. All of a sudden, there are too many of them. So here we have a new figure brand I have never heard of, WP&S Shenu Yueyin figure. Shenu Yueyin, yeah. Is this a Chinese brand? I know nothing yet at the moment. I know nothing yet. I'm reacting to this figure for the very first time. This looks like a combination of a nun and an angel or whatever that is. I don't know, man. A lot of details going on for the figure, and there are additional parts for casting of the figure, so I wouldn't say 33,000 yen is too expensive. It really depends whether this company is Chinese or Japanese. If it is Chinese, then definitely this is on the premium side of things when it comes to pricing. Just because it is a Chinese brand does not mean it has to be cheap. Like, figures by Lovely are not cheap at all. They do have figures hitting 30,000 yen. Yeah. Okay, speaking of character design, yeah, very detailed, very lovely, but once again, those kind of outfit design is starting to become a bit too overdone. Moving on to the next one, oh yeah. As a FGO enthusiast, I couldn't say no to this figure, but at the same time, I am going to wait for after release. As usual, I won't buy this early. I won't buy any FGO figure early for the matter, not to mention pre-order it, right? I still have backlogs stretching all the way to last year. There are FGO figures released last year, like the 4th quarter of last year, which I am interested in but have not purchased yet. Okay, we have Avenger Oda Nobunaga from FGO by Good Smile, 24,000 yen plus, coming out in May next year, a year away. Okay, for those of you unaware, this originally wasn't a Good Smile company figure. This was an Aquamarine figure. Yes, Aquamarine. The same thing can be said for another FGO figure, two of them that has been released a few years ago, Moon Cancer BB by Good Smile. Yep, the one in bikini in swimsuit, that was also an Aquamarine figure. Aquamarine went bankrupt during the pandemic, and then Good Smile took over their entire portfolio. Like, they don't want to leave those figures hanging. Are there people who only watch anime? They watch the Fate series anime, they watch the FGO ones as well, but they don't play the game. Do these people even know this character exists? Even if they do, very few, I suppose. I'm one of those rare exceptions. So this is a niche character all in all to me, and for that reason, I don't see her retaining her official retail price over here. She is not going to hold on that value. After release, just maybe a couple of months, you'll see a 20% discount minimum. And for that reason alone, I am going to wait until after release before finding a deal on her. I mean, maybe I am a cheapskate, but I am just trying to be prudent with my spendings. If I know something will become cheap later on, then I'll wait. Yeah. Is this a must-have for me? Yes, because there are no other Oda Nobunaga scale figures out there. None. This is the only one. And maybe you can go by this logic and say that because this is the only figure of her, there is a likelihood her value will go up. There is also that possibility, but based on what we saw with, the 3 Valkyrie sisters by Aniplex, or even Helena Blavatsky by Amakuni, what else? I mean, yeah, these characters, they have only one single scale figure by one single company, yet their value did not hold at all. Yeah, so I am leaning towards believing or predicting that her value on this one will go down instead of up after release. Moving on to the next one with Aqua from Konosuba, Aqua Fairy Tail version, 19,000 yen only. Wow, that is really cheap for figure by Proof, man. I mean, a lot of recent figures by Proof that went on pre-order, they are 25k and up. And this is only 19,000 yen after a small discount. Is this based on Alice in Wonderland? Yes, right. Yeah. I have a very corrupted mind, you see. So the first thing that came to mind when I saw that base, it is not cabbages or anything like that. It looks more like the ball sack coming from the Hulk. Yeah, that is the Hulk's ball sack, man. Maybe I've just ruined the figure by calling it ball sack base and now you guys don't want to purchase it anymore. That is fine. I mean, there are many other Aqua figures out there for you to choose from, right? You don't necessarily need to pick up this one. There's nothing quite wrong with her, but whatever that base is, I don't like it. And oh, reminds me a bit of No Game No Life as well. Yeah. Moving on to the next one over here. This is totally unexpected. We have a 1/7 skill Ryogi Shiki from the Garden of Sinners. Also Type Moon Staff by Kotobukiya. Almost 19,000 yen after a small discount December release. Okay, I am actually surprised by this because even if Kotobukiya were to make a figure of Ryogi Shiki again, I would be more inclined to believe that they would just recycle the old one, you know, re-release the old one. Yeah, let me put the pictures on screen. Yeah, this one was like 5 or 6,000 yen back then. Yeah, this was really cheap. Maybe not 6,000 yen, but she was really cheap. I would expect Kotobukiya would to recycle that one, just like what they did with Holo from Spice and Wolf and many other examples out there. They just reuse the same old molds, but for Ryogi Shiki, they are making a new figure from scratch that is very interesting. And I'm not complaining. I like this a lot. Will I pre-order it? Maybe not now. I'll wait until after release and see how things goes. Yeah. I am a Type Moon fan, but Ryogi Shiki, not a priority to me. But still, I would like to have a figure of her. Yeah, I don't have a figure of her yet. Okay, moving on to the next one. From Uma Musume, we have Narita Brian from Max Factory, 21,600 yen. Only April release next year. Yeah, for Uma Musume fans, a must-have, I suppose. Like, most of the time, every Uma Musume figure that has gone on pre-order in the past, they are not cheap. 25k and up, maybe except Kotobukiya stuff, right? But we are getting a quality brand over here, Max Factory. I like Max Factory a lot more than Good Smile, to be honest. I like their quality a lot more. So to get one for 21k, 22k, yeah, go for it. The same can be said for the next one over here, also by... Let me rephrase myself. I was about to say this figure was made by Max Factory, but no, this is by Clanel. The thing is that this is probably a collaboration with Max Factory. The pricing is not exactly the same. This is more expensive by 1,000 yen, 22,500 or so. Symboli Rudolph signature racewear version coming out in March next year. Okay, the thing is that, you know, the photographs over here, it is so similar. See, the same photographer did the photos for this pair of figures. They oddly complement each other so well, like they are meant to be each other, but they are completely made by different brands. So this is most likely a collab. Yeah. I will be a bit wary. I will feel a bit wary given that this is made by Clanel instead of Max Factory, but it is not like you guys have a choice to know. Like, you want the other figure, you'll also want this one as a set to complete the set over here. So regardless of which company made it, you'll have to pre-order it. Let's hope Clanel does a good job over here. I am not very familiar with Clanel figures yet. Number one, they are relatively new as a figure company, relatively. And number two, I have not gotten my hands on any of their figures yet so far. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is probably the highlight of the week. Not the most detailed figure, but probably one of the most popular ones, one of the best sellers. At least that is the case in my Facebook page. Yeah, people just love Asuma Toki for some reason. And you know, even the third party figures of her, every single third party brands I've seen screwed up her face. Yep, every brand. They just couldn't get her face done right. So if you want to play it safe, go for Max Factory's version over here, only 18,000 yen. Now, I am very tempted. I want one. I know that I criticize bunny girl figures a lot, but we are talking about Asuma Toki over here. Like I said earlier, on the 1x4 skill section, we buy it for the character rather than for the outfit. Yeah, and speaking of Asuma Toki, I'm trying to evaluate my priorities at the moment, but there is a likelihood I will pre-order this early because it is Asuma Toki. I don't want to screw around with this character. She is insanely popular, man. I did the same with Asuna Ichinose, you know, I pre-ordered that one on day one, and man, that was the best decision ever because she became rare and expensive and she had to be re-released. So when you look at it this way, my prediction was very accurate back then. So my prediction of Asuma Toki, yeah, this will be a best seller and I would want to pre-order this early. Up next, we have a 1x7 skill Azur Lane Janus Fear of Changing Clothes version. Fear of changing clothes. What is there to be afraid about changing clothes? Anyways, this is by Apex Toys, and yeah, once again, Apex Toys is giving us great value over here. 20,700 yen, just under 21k, June release next year. Yeah, the amount of stuff you're getting, a mirror, a bag on the ground, that base over there, and that signature chicken, that KFC over there, which is found in many Azur Lane figures. Yeah, the thing is that for some reason, I mean, from this angle, it almost feels like I'm looking at her without any clothes on, and you have two pairs of golden colored nips on the chest. But of course, when you look closer, no, that is just her white color uniform. There you go, right? Maybe it is because how the clothes are slightly translucent, so from a distance it looks a bit wrong in a way. And yeah, you're getting an extra faceplate here as well, so that makes the value offering even better. Now, this is not as good as what I've seen from Alter when it comes to Azur Lane figures, but value-wise, this is amazing. For me, at least, the character design is a bit too plain to my liking, but I won't deny that this would be a great buy for any of you interested in this figure. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. Okay, we have a new figure brand again, like so many new brands nowadays. 1x7 skill Mushoku Tensei, we have Roxy Migurdia wedding swimsuit figure. You know, that is one of the best looking water effect parts I've seen from a genuine figure brand in a long time, but at the same time, I never really understood the concept behind this wedding swimsuit thing, you know. This is not the first one. I think there were Ram and Ram figures with wedding swimsuit. I think it was by Fats Company. There are many other brands doing the same thing. I think there were Ilya and Kuro figures with a similar concept as well, but combining wedding dress and swimsuit, try to brain that for a second. Like, are there even anyone who conducts their own wedding ceremony at a poolside or at the beach? A beach, maybe, right? Maybe. I've seen it before. Not in my country, but in Western countries, yeah. But still, who wears swimsuit for a wedding? Anyways, amazing water effect part, and that is coming from someone who does not like them very much. And if there is a big complaint from me, by this new brand called Hakuhodo DY Map, it is that 27,000 yen price tag. It is even worse over at Ami, right? 28,800 yen including taxes. We are getting really close to 30k for what is basically a wedding dress figure with some fancy effect part. Yeah, that effect part is going to cost still quite a bit, but as a new brand, I mean, your very first product, your very first figure, and you are setting it at 27k, maybe they are trying to, you know, project themselves as a premium figure brand. Like, that is totally something Prisma Wing has been doing for a while. Their figures I don't know, man. They don't look good to me, but they're all 27, 30k and up. So who knows what they are thinking over here. But my own opinion is that I don't think this figure is worth 27k before taxes. Yeah. Next figure over here, we have Keda Kaisa from League of Legends. 1/7 skill by Apex Toys. A very affordable 17,200 yen. Yeah, character design on League of Legends characters in general is like, yeah, they are kind of on the realistic side of things, very similar to Chinese or Korean MMORPGs, which I don't play, but she looks pretty nonetheless, so why not, right? If you love LOL, pick one up. The only games I played that has Koreans inside are, those first-person shooters, war games involving North Koreans, and they will be shouting, Kesheki! Shibal! Yeah. So the only Korean words I've learned are all the bad words. Anyways, this is very pretty. I like the figure a lot. Apex Toys, man. They make great figures. No reason to say no if you love LOL. Moving on to the next one, we have 1/7 skill Akami Karubi from Furio. 20,000 yen only, May release. Maybe I should give Furio and Phoenix a break this time around and not trash them so much. This is adorable. I like it so much. I know nothing about this character. This feels like another VTuber kind of character to me based on the character design, but I love it so much. Just that, yeah, I just had to trash Furio in a way until they can prove me they've gotten better. Sometimes their figure turned out to be less detailed compared to what was being advertised in these pictures over here. So approach their figures with caution. No, I don't think they will mess up the face on this figure or anything that serious, but still approach this brand with caution, especially with skill figures. In contrast, I don't have any problems at all with the price figures. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, 1/7 skill Queen's Essential Quintuplets Nino Nakano Angel version by Proof. There we go. This is normally 27k after discount, 25,000 yen. Told you guys that figures by Proof are not very cheap, right? This is coming out very soon in November 2024. And man, this is so similar to the figures of the very same character from E-Stream, I think. Was it E-Stream? Oh, no. E-Stream was the one in pretty dress as well, but then you have those fences behind the character. Those were E-Stream figures. Maybe other characters from this series have went on pre-order in the past. Yeah, I remember Miku was standing on a blue color rose or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, these are the kind of figures where if you buy one, you need to buy the other 4. You need to complete the set, all 5 characters, or it will feel incomplete. Yeah, the same thing can be said for this Ichika Nakano figure over here, Angel version. Same price, same release date. I don't have a problem with these figures, just that they are not really up my alley, not the kind of figure I would buy. Yeah. Moving on to the next one over here from Toho Project, we have Koishi Komeiji. Illustration by Mahiro Miyase. By Alice Glint, 22,600 yen only. January release next year. I remember Alice Glint best for the Leon figure from Danmachi. I love Leon so much, and Alice Glint was the only brand to make a skill figure of her. Yeah. So with Alice Glint, the figures are fine. Don't worry too much. Once again, for Toho fans, maybe pick one up. There are not many Toho figures, right? Like, unlike those of us who collect Azur Lane, we have to make very conscious and careful decisions on which figure to pre-order because we pretty much have something new every week. There are way too many of them, but Toho figures are not that frequent in comparison. So if you were to go for every single one that went on pre-order, then by all means go and buy them, right? Moving on to the next one. Okay, we have a pair of figures from the Gridman Universe Zozo Black Collection. Okay, a series of very fashionable style outfit Some people love that. Like, they love having 5, 8 figures wearing the same exact thing. I am not fond of that. I don't like that at all, because to me that equals to a lack of variety. But some people love that. I get it. Union Creative, 19,800 yen, which I think is on the expensive side given how plain and simple the figure is. We'll see. And man, photographing these figures with black color backgrounds are such a bad idea. You are blending black with black. Now, this one looks a lot better. Yeah, we need the color contrast, right, in order to be able to see the final details on the figure. This is not a very detailed figure. The next one is also the same. We have Zozo Black Collection Jisei Asukagawa. Same price, same release date, December. What do you say? Will you pick up this series of figures? Let me know down in the comments below. When it comes to fashionable figures, I think I liked the Eva series, Radio Eva series. Yeah, was it Hobby Max? I think Hobby Max, right? Those Radio Eva series were amazing. Yeah. And recently, there was another series of casual figures from Girls Frontline. Yeah, those were great as well. This one, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry, Union Creative, but this is not very attractive to me. Moving on to the next one, we actually have quite a few male figures this week. All of them are from Kotobukiya. Under their Art FXJ series, we have Sano, Suke, Sagara. From Rurouni Kenshin, suddenly we have 3 figures from this series so far. 14,400 yen only after small discount, December release. Okay, I have used to watch Samurai X as a kid on cable TV. I think it was AXN channel. Yeah, at least this channel does exist here in Asia. I'm not sure about anywhere else. I used to watch Samurai X, and is that the same thing as Rurouni Kenshin? I have no idea at all. Let me know down in the comments below. It almost feels like, same series or same character, but there is a local Japanese version and also an Americanized version where the same anime series or character and so on might have a different title and name. Yeah, are they the same thing? Once again, let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, I watched Samurai X as a kid. I don't remember anything anymore. And nowadays, I wouldn't touch anything with shonen elements unless there is something special about it. Kaiju number 8 is a bit like shonen as well, to be fair, and I do like that series a lot, but most of the time, I don't watch shonen stuff anymore. While I may not remember anything from the anime, like just seeing this character alone, yeah, I do remember the character. That's the thing. So this is a bit nostalgic in a way. And Kotobukiya Art FX figures, not very detailed, but great to have. Anyways, because they are very affordable, right? Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Kenshin Himura from the same series, same price, November release. Yeah, I would rather you buy these over buying, Mega House stuff. Or, yeah. I think this is the best balance between value and detail. Better than Mega House overpriced figures. Better than the poor QC in pop-up rates. The best balance you can get. And for this figure, at least, it does appear that Kenshin has quite a bit of shading on his outfit. Yeah, a few different shades of red color over here. That is nice to see. This does not look like shadows to me. I mean, shadows from lighting, they are different. So I think we can expect some shading. Yeah, this is actual shading. This is not lighting shadows. Good to see Kotobukiya putting some effort over here. And we have the third one over here, Hajime Saito. Now, I don't remember anything about this character. Okay, black color outfit or dark gray color. In this case, don't expect any shading. Yeah, I mean, you guys can tell the difference, right? This is like plain dark gray or black even. And the red color over here is so obvious, the shading. I wish that Kotobukiya could have done something to make it look better. Yeah, this is just plain paint work. Alright, before we move on to the low budget segment, no pop-up rates and so on, there is this one really weird thing going on. Specifically, this character, Soshiro Hoshina, the vice captain in Kaiju number 8, the anti-Kaiju team over there. Currently, there is a pop-up rate figure and a GB figure of him over here. Late last Saturday, was it Saturday or Monday, a few days back, there was this listing Kotobukiya Art FXJ Soshiro Hoshina from Kaiju number 8 going on pre-order. And then I commented in my Figure News Fix video saying that I was wrong about my prediction. There is indeed a scale figure of Hoshina, which I did not really expect it to happen. And then weirdly enough, just a day or two after that figure was being listed, HLJ has removed the listing of that very figure as if it did not exist. And the same thing applies to Ami and everywhere else. The figure is now, poof, gone. So I'm not sure what happened. Is it because Kotobukiya found something wrong, the figure, they need time to fix it before opening pre-order again? Or maybe there was a communication error where that figure is not supposed to pre-order open that early? I don't know, I'm just guessing over here. So yeah, the summary here is that there was a scale figure of this character Hoshina which went on pre-order very briefly before Kotobukiya pulls it from the listings. It is no longer available and God knows what happened. Yeah. Up next, we are going into low-cost scale figure territory now. 1/6 scale Lily illustration by art done by Model Way. Model Way has like 2 or 3 figures on pre-order at the moment, but none of them have been released yet. A new brand, presumably from China, given the affordable price points over here. And man, Lily illustration, this is more like, we have a Nyan Nyan covering her Nyan Nyan over there. I'm not supposed to say the P word on YouTube apparently. Yeah, this is really attractive for a low-cost edgy figure. I admit that I am very interested, but the sad part is that if I buy this one and review it, yeah, YouTube is going to put an age restriction on the review for sure. Like, this is guaranteed. Is there anything covering her Nyan Nyan? I have no idea. Man, I can't scroll through the pictures over here. More like I can't show you guys. Oh, okay. I have bad news for you guys. She is wearing pantsu underneath there, so no Nyan Nyan for you guys. The next one is probably the best low-cost figure this week. Pre-order it. Please pre-order it, even though this is only a pop-up rate. L size though, with Magia Baser from Gushing Over Magical Girls, 8,000 yen. Pre-order it. Yeah, the thing with this anime, right? I'm quite surprised that it did not create a larger drama. Like, normally would expect social justice warriors to make a big deal out of the anime, given how questionable it is in a way, but it is also questionable in a very fun way. I loved the anime. For those of you who did not watch Gushing Over Magical Girls, let me say it again. Go and watch it, but make sure your computer isn't connected to any Bluetooth speakers downstairs, or just put on your headphones and lock the door when you're watching it. Personally, I don't even care if my parents catch me watching something like that, but that does not necessarily apply to some of you. As for this figure itself, I know that Kadokawa has a scale figure of her, but that is like ultra exclusive. It is bundled with the Blu-ray release. You need to buy the Blu-ray disc, the Blu-ray DVD box or whatever that is to get the figure. So that was super exclusive, but that figure was kind of, just okay, not outstanding in any way. And for a pop-up grade figure, I would even go as far to say that this is not too far off the Kadokawa scale figure. This looks really good for a pop-up rate. And fortunately, Good Smile went for L size, not the normal pop-up rate. That would have been terrible. Yeah. No, back then when Good Smile conducted a survey asking for our opinions what to make next for pop-up rate line of figures, my response to that survey was very simple. I told them to make more pop-up rate L figures. Not the normal pop-up rate, not the XL. I specifically mentioned L because they blend in with existing skill figures so well. They're about 1/7. So yeah, this is a must-have. Among many pop-up rate figures, go for it. Moving up to the next one, we have pop-up rate Phantom Thief Kit from Detective Conan, almost 4,400 yen by Good Smile, releasing in January. The kind of figure where you don't have to pre-order now, he will be widely available after release. I mean, which Gen Z or Gen Alpha kid would even know about this character, right? This is old school stuff. Anyways, yeah, I think it is now very apparent that there is a price increase across the board. Pop-up rates used to be just under 4,000 yen. I mean, for the cheapest figures out there. Now there is a 10% increase across the board. This is normally a 4,000 yen figure, but now it is almost 4,400 yen. So there we go. Japanese yen is weakening, but it is not like we are saving any money at all. They will just increase the price as a response. Next one over here, yeah, Detective Conan Edogawa, same price, also January release. Once again, wait until after release before picking one up. Next one, what do we have? Oh, this is lovely. Pop-up rate, roti L size. No, sounds like roti to me. Roti in my language is bread. From Banished, from Heroes Party, I actually watched the series. Yeah, I did watch the series, seasonal anime. And oddly enough, for a random, seasonal anime to get an L size figure, but I do appreciate it nonetheless. You could display her next to your army of Saber figures if you buy a lot of Saber stuff, just like I do. She would fit in very nicely over here. I'll just call her Ram wearing Saber's armor, right? For the sake of simplicity. I kind of want one. I kind of want it, but no harm waiting until after release. Okay, next one over here, what do we have? Okay, the last two figures for today, low cost figures. I just couldn't comprehend the point of these two figures. Like 1/18 scale. 1/18 scale. That is the kind of scale you buy for model cars, die-cast model cars. You buy a Ferrari or McLaren die-cast cars by Maisto, by Auto Arts and so on. Yeah, you buy 1/18 scale. Figures? Oh, that would be this tiny, man. Think about it for a second. This is 50% smaller than a Figma. Is it 50%? Anyways, percentage does not matter. The point I'm trying to say is that this is almost as expensive as a Figma. I think a Figma nowadays is 7,000 plus yen. So this is 6,000 yen, but smaller than a Figma. I just can't justify it, man. No matter how much I love Kaiju number 8, like... Okay, let's call this 3,000 yen each. 3,000 yen each. Pick up a price figure or pick up a pop-up rate. Yeah, I would even go as far to say, so I have no idea what Kyoto is thinking when they came out with this figure. Maybe the Japanese will love it because, they live in tiny apartments with very limited space, so they would appreciate something small. Maybe this is aimed towards that target audience, that target customer group of some kind. Yeah. For the rest of us, I'm not sure, man. I'm very skeptical of this even selling that well. So we have Kaiju number 8 versus Kaiju number 9 for almost 6,000 yen January release. No, don't buy it. Please don't. And the last figure, 1/18 scale by Kyoto as well. Yeah, we have Mina Ashiro with her giant sniper cannon. Not sniper rifle, sniper cannon. And her pet, Baihu. I call it Baihu or White Tiger in Chinese. Are there any brands out there who will make a scale figure of her? 1/8 is fine. 1/8 is fine. But with that cannon and that White Tiger over there for like maybe 40,000+ yen. Are there any brands willing to take up on that project? 1/18 is too small. I don't like it. No thank you. And that is all for figures on pre-order on HLJ. Now we move on to Ami for a second. The first one over here, we have another low-cost figure from El Coco. 3,500 yen. Yeah, El Coco figures, once again, they were 3,000 yen starting price. So this is like a 15 or 20% price jump over here. God's Games, we play Pearl Diamond 1/7 skill. God's Games, an ongoing anime series, seasonal anime, which I have watched like 2 episodes and I'm not feeling it. Great soundtrack though. I love the opening theme song, but that is it. Yeah, I'm not liking it. This is coming out in October, later this year. I wouldn't read too much into this figure at this price point. Think of it as a slightly over-glorified price figure. Yeah. The next one here, wow. No, when I saw this figure going on pre-order on Friday, this is wow. I love the colors. I love the design so much. Like, we have some torn clothes, but barely revealing some skin, not too much. Of course, you can display this figure casted off because this is by Rocket Boy. We have Komeshiro Kasu original illustration Mugen, 1/6 scale, 33,000 yen. Yeah, Rocket Boy is under Native, by the way, under the same group, and their stuff are not cheap, but the figures they make are just outstanding. Yeah, go for it. Like, you know, it is very difficult to make me want an edgy figure nowadays because of, you know, a lot of them are recycled concept. They are almost always the same thing with a slightly different design. This one is standing out quite a bit. Like, this is quite unique on its own. Character design, outfit, and everything else. That is that the paint splash on her waist over here, on her hip over here? Yeah, that pink magenta paint splash over there. Oh, that is a perfect touch. Like, try imagining this figure without that pink color patch over there. The figure would have appeared a lot more boring to look at. Yeah, just with that small touch over there, some extra splash, and the figure looks a lot more... How do I put it in words? I think the color pops up a lot more. Yeah, the color appears more vibrant. You have to credit the artist behind the character. He or she did a great job with this one. I love this one a lot. 33k is a lot to swallow, but this is a great looking figure. Go for it if you love her. The first one over here, we have Kizyoyin. How do you pronounce that? Kizyoyin. Onakichi Bani version. 1/4 scale by binding. 44,000 yen. Oddly enough, we had one binding figure in HLJ already at the time of recording, but not this one. We'll see. This is coming out this December. I love the face on this figure so much. Reminds me of those... what do you call this character already? I mean, the face is very familiar in a way. I just can't recall the name of that character, but it feels really familiar. Yes, Bomber Girl. Same artist or same series, perhaps. Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at Bomber Girl, but with G cups, I cups. Yeah. Not my kind of figure, but I like the face a lot. Moving on to the next one over here. Gyakuryo Chakai Asaba Tokisaki illustration by Taketori Zaiku. 1/6 scale by Vibrasta. Just under 24,000 yen, coming out in May next year, 2025. Everyone loves lolly with little clothes on, right? Yeah. This is cast-offable. Though not cast-offable in the traditional sense. I think you're more like you're getting 2 entire figures, I think. It is impossible to cast off micro bikinis like that. Yeah, without damaging the figure or leaving behind very ugly seam lines. So this is potentially great value. For those of you who do not work for SJWs, you might want to pick one up. Okay, next, edgy figure over here, we have Seikai no Kangofu-chan double version. So Adamas is giving us 2 1/6 scale figures for almost 27,000 yen. They are not even censoring their product pictures, man. And I love that. I love every bit of it because we get to see what the product actually is like. Just that this feels like a generic nurse figure in a way, so not my kind of edgy figure, unfortunately. Nope. I think my favorite edgy nurse figure until today would be the one made by Hot Venus, I think. Some of you might be familiar. I don't remember the name, of course, because it is an original character, but yeah, Hot Venus had a nurse figure which was really attractive to me. Anyways, we are looking at a pair of figures where each of them cost less than 14,000 yen. So I wouldn't complain too much if the figure is just average, you know, like kind of mid, but you're paying only 14k for each. Yeah, not a bad value purchase at all. If you like the character design, for me, I don't like the design that much. And the last figure on Ami, this is my favorite edgy figure this week. Oh, Goreijo 1/6 skill by Nocturne. Wow, 34,000 yen. Why do I always end up liking expensive shit? I have no idea. Yeah, I have expensive taste and I'm well aware of that. I just like this concept art over here so much that I want a figure of it. Yeah. 34k is painful. And once again, not something you can review on YouTube, I suppose, which is very unfortunate. But man, I really do badly want one. Okay, before we move on to third priorities, as usual, we stop by Ninin Game for a second. A quick run through of the other edgy figures on pre-order this week. The first one over here, we have two versions of this red-haired Gyaro figure. By inside, yeah, your typical, you know, edgy figure with no clothes on or very little clothes on. 1/6 skill, 20,000 yen, or 1/5 at 20,000. What? Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I automatically assumed that there were two different scales. No, we only get the figure in 1/5 scale. The difference is with or without a face mask. So you pick whichever you prefer. In this case, while I have loved a number of figures by Chinese brands with face mask, for this specific character, I think I want it without the face mask. The next inside figure over here are two versions, of course, 19k at 1/6 scale or 27k at 1/4 scale. We have Class A's erotic treatment worker Karin Jan. Alright, so this is all I can show you because she is not wearing anything. Yeah, 1/6 and 1/4, exactly the same figure. Very nice face. I love the face expression over here, just that I don't have confidence in Insight and Beeful pulling it off. Let's hope they fix their ways and they get better over time, right? And the next one, the last figure for genuine section today, we have four versions of this tent cat girl Mao over here. 1/6 scale at 19,000 yen or 1/4 scale at 27,000 yen standard pricing. This one, there are cloth covering her bottom, and then there is a second version over here where her lower part of her body, it is completely exposed, right? Same thing once again, 1/4 scale 27k and 1/6 scale 19k. Yeah, I can't show much otherwise. And here we go. I mean, this figure over here, same thing with this very overdone trend nowadays where we have a piece of cloth covering the chest. Everyone is doing it. So just an observation of mine. And that is all for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Now we shall move on to third-party resin figures making use of OzGK, which is also our affiliate partner. There are some links down in the description below. Make use of them if you're interested in the figures on pre-order this week. Now, I have selected the figures I want to cover. I think the third-party side this week isn't that interesting, yeah, compared to the previous 2 weeks. But anyways, the first one over here from YN Studio, we have Nami from One Piece. I think this is the only One Piece figure this week. I think so. And there are two versions starting from $124 only, version A. Version B is also of the same price. Why? Must be different color scheme, I suppose. Yeah, very simple figure. I can't say I like it. This is only 1/7 scale, by the way, or 1/8. This is 1/8. Yeah, this is really small. So $124 sounds about right. Let me take a look at the description below. Version A, original color animation version. Version B, lace animation version. Yeah, there is a slight difference with the color scheme, I suppose. Up next, from TCT Studio, we have Uta from One Piece. Okay, the standard version on this one without this fancy base you're looking at on screen is only $117. The one with this deluxe version base is $189. And then there is a deluxe version $274, which I think you're getting the Hadaka parts. Let me take a look at the descriptions at the bottom. Deluxe edition includes both chair and platform version, or you are actually buying two figures with a slightly different base, then there is no point. Choose either one, there is no need to buy the deluxe one, right? I am not a One Piece fan, never have been, so stuff like this does not appeal to me. But then once again, yeah, there you go. This is the chair version. It is like a bunny suit without the bunny ears. I would say, yeah, this one is better. I don't think this one is better. Yeah. Next figure over here, this is a really odd one because Tri-Eagles Studio, they are a licensed resin figure brand. I just couldn't imagine them making something like this. Ghostblade Farewell Look Back. This is a bit like, I don't know, a Disney character figure, or, you know, a bit chibi in a way, but at the same time, not exactly a Nandoroid style figure. $147. Yeah, this is quite a tall figure apparently, thanks to the stairs over there. What is her height? 28 centimeters. Okay, this looks a bit like, you know, the Disney Frozen character of some kind. I'm not familiar with Disney stuff. Looks a bit like that, but this is quite a tall figure, 28 cm. Ghostblade. The only Ghostblade character I know is the one in the black color suit. Was it Aeolian? I think so. It feels like looking at the Disney character, and that is why I don't like it. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is an early announcement, like coming soon, you know, the figure is coming soon, and we don't have a price or release date yet. We have a lot of such third-party figures this week. I don't like this practice at all. Like, we barely know anything about the figure, only one single teaser pic, and we are supposed to hit the pre-order button. But yeah, unfortunately, this is common practice in the third-party worlds of anime figures. I don't like it, but it is what it is. PJ Studio, which is a studio that does only licensed figures, licensed characters. Original character Emerfort, licensed Dragon Dance makeup statue. Okay, looking incredible indeed. While the default pricing they place there is $999. Normally, a 1x4 scale figure by PJ Studio is around the $800 range. Now, $750 to $850. That is the normal range you would expect for a figure by PJ Studio. And this silhouette over here is all we get for now. So yeah, if you like something like this, you might want to pay attention to more pictures in the coming weeks. Moving on to the next one, another early bird pre-order, and the pricing is not yet confirmed as well. From Treasure Studio, Honkai Impacted Raiden Mei. Please at least give us an anime version face, not just the realistic version, you know. Okay, that's a mecha version, whatever that means. We don't have pictures yet, unfortunately. And then Stockings version black and Stockings version purple. I think the one we're looking at is the purple one, right? I mean, she is wearing a purple bodysuit. So yeah, it almost feels like something I would see Skahak from FGO wear. Moving on to the next one. From Diamond Studio, we have Hinata Hyuga from Naruto. Two skills available over here. Version A, going for 344. 1x6 skill, 344. That's quite expensive. And version B, 254. Without the DX parts, without the deluxe parts, alright? Okay, and then 1x4 skill is $482 and $639. Yeah. So let's take a look at her face at least. Yeah, once again, leaning towards the realistic side of things, but quite pretty regardless. So really depends on your personal taste whether you find this attractive or not. Moving on to the next one from Core Play Studio, Perfect World 14, Huoling Er. Yeah, this is a licensed figure, 1x4 scale. Wow, over $1,000. And do we have more pictures? Oh, okay, we have pictures, alright. Okay, that explains the pricing. This feels like something you'll buy to celebrate Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year. This is very Chinese New Year in a way. Okay. Wow. The kind of exquisite detail you get in 1x4 scale resin figures, you can't even replicate this level of detail with PVC. Yeah, you can't. because you need a material that is a lot harder and more rigid so that, you know, they maintain their shape. Yeah, that is all. Not the kind of stuff I would buy. Next one over here. Oh, this is... Oh, original character latex suit Senji Muramasa. No, don't call her Senji Muramasa. Call her Noshiro from Azur Lane. And more people would queue up and buy. Yeah. That was literally the first character that came to mind, Noshiro from Azur Lane. And I am not even an Azur Lane person, but I remember her very well from Tienkong Zhao Studio. Okay, once again, this is early bird pre-order. And we don't have a scale, nor a price or a release date yet. Just this picture over here, product picture, which is, oh, smoking hot. One more thing, the outfit this Senji Muramasa is wearing reminds me of that music video from the late 1990s. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but you can always search for it in YouTube. You know, Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. Yeah, I mean, she was wearing something really similar. This red color suit over here. Yeah. These are the kind of things 90s kids like me would really remember. This is Noshiro, man. Alright, let's move on to the next figure. From Hot Heart Studio, we have Resident Evil 1/6 scale Wong. What was her name again? Her full name? Ada Wong, is it? I think it was Ada Wong. Anyways, this is only up to $126. Is this an action figure? Looks like the case to me. Yes, I think this is an seamless action figure. A great addition to those of you who buy Hot Toys 1/6 scale stuff. Yeah, standard edition $110 and a deluxe edition $126. Why? $16 worth of difference. Just go for the deluxe package and make sure everything is included in the box. The price difference is too little to be worth going for the lesser one. I don't like her face though. What do you think about the face? I don't really like it. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. A Corner Studio. What kind of name is that? Bleach Single Light Carving Series Great Coat Nelliel. Nelliel is her name, right? $266. Single edition is $159 and standard edition $266. I think we are just getting Hadaka parts again. It feels like I'm looking at something made by Mega House or, you know, Bandai under the, what is that product line again? They have a product line where every finger has a rock base of some kind. They are very small figures and very expensive. Anyways, I don't want to work my brain so much already. Okay, so it is not Hadaka parts but rather with or without the rock base. Is it? Yeah, I think that is, yep. There you go. In that case, you get the full package, of course. The base makes her look so much more, you know, badass. Otherwise, it is a really plain looking figure. Moving on to the next one from Mimo Studio, we have Childhood Kikyo from Inuyasha, $80. What is the height of this thing at 1/6 scale? We have a height over here, 16. Feels expensive, isn't it? I know it is only $80, but this is about the size of Pop-Up Parade, but because it is made from resin, it is going to be way more expensive. But even in that case, like, even if resin is a more expensive material, I'm not sure if this is worth $80. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. This is just an announcement. We don't even have a product picture yet. Soda Studio original character Chinese cook by who? $400 almost. I mean, that is not the real price, of course, at 1/6 scale. For those of you who love it thick, not me though. Moving on to the next figure over here from Unicorn Studio, we have Mecha Girl Unicorn Gundam RX-0. More like the white color is Unicorn Gundam, and then the black one, was it Unicorn Banshee? I think so, right? Unicorn Banshee. And what would be the gold one? What is the name? Anyways, I don't remember anymore. I did watch the anime though. So we have $333 each. Let's have a look at the pictures. There is the name. Perfect Banshee, Perfect Unicorn, and Phoenix. Okay, the gold color one is called Phoenix. Now, in my opinion, the best looking one is Banshee, right? The gold color paint on the Phoenix is a bit tacky looking, like very gaudy. I don't like it. White color feels generic, but still plenty attractive. The reason why I said Banshee is the best is because of this picture over here where she looks best when she is glowing in the dark. Oh, this is very nice, right? Let's hope they don't mess up the face. That is all I can say over here. Moving on to the next one over here. Yeah, FGO, we have Kama from Tofo Figure Studio. Tofo is one of very few third-party figure brands that are doing FGO stuff. But Kama, I would say I'm plenty happy. I'm plenty content with the one by, was it Kadokawa? Yes, right. Yeah, the one that was released last October. I would be happy with that one. This one, she looks fine. Yeah, she looks fine over here. Just that I'm not sure if this is worth the $272. She doesn't have the level of detail in the genuine figure made by Kadokawa, so I'm not too sure if the price is worth it. Version A $239 and version B $272. Yeah, you're getting extra Hadaka parts of course at the price, but still, that is not always a major selling point to me. Moving on to the next one, okay, we have fewer than usual Honkai figures this week. The first one, Ironbird Studio, Robin from Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, suddenly everyone is making figures of Robin. Standard version is going for only 184, and then there is a deluxe version 235, EX version replacement head sculpt. Oh, replacement head sculpt. Oh yeah, there are two different face expressions included with the figure. Both face plates are also anime style. Yeah, we need more pictures. This is not enough. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, this is among the hottest looking third-party figures this week. From Arctic Wolf Studio, we have Wedding Dress series, the third figure in this series, Bronya J-Chick from Honkai Impacted. So, Wedding Edition, $272. Special Wedding Edition must be something horny. Yep. Special version, same price, and then you can get both for $496. For some reason, the pose on this figure is so attractive to me, and Arctic Wolf Studio, they are doing a great work with the figures. So this is worth considering if you like her. Moving on. Next, Honkai figure over here, we have Nihon Studio Guanmei from Honkai Star Rail. We haven't seen a new Guanmei figure in a while. We had a number of them going on pre-order at once a few months ago. This one is $274 at 1/6 scale. Let's have a look. Oh, I have never been a fan of closed eyes. Are we getting a second faceplate? The base is nice. Yeah, the base is quite cool, but no. Once I see the eyes are closed, I would say no, unless there is a separate faceplate included with the figure. Not my kind of art style or design in a way. This is probably the only resin figure of her which comes with closed eyes. I don't remember any other. Yeah, not my kind of thing. I don't like them. Next one over here from Baji Studio, we have Silver Wolf from Honkai Star Rail. Okay, this one starts from as low as $137 for the Hadaka version, and then there is S Plus version. The one you're looking on screen for $156 only. Yeah, the $255 maximum price you're looking at, that is like, the deluxe version where you get both. Correct, you get both at $255. So this is a very cheap figure of Silver Wolf, but I am not a big fan of it because, you know, this reminds me of the quintessential quintuplet sister figures. Prize figures, by the way, by Taito, where they have these 5 sisters lying in a wine glass, very similar to this figure. Was it wine glass or no, either wine glass or even a glass of ice cream, something like that. And those were prize figures, and I did not like those figures as well. So I can't say I like this version of Silver Wolf as much, though I don't think I have a problem with her face at all. Yeah, her face looks good. let's hope they deliver on this one. Next one, Arctic Wolf Studio. Again, we have Honkai Impacted Mobius. Early bird announcement. We don't have a price or release date yet. And is this a new character in the game? Because I'm not playing this game as well. First time I'm seeing the name Mobius from Honkai Impacted. Yeah. This is the only picture we're getting, I think. Yep. Both more or less are the same thing, and we only have these 2 pictures so far. So we need more pictures before I can say anything else. Early pictures, they appear great, and we are talking about Arctic Wolf Studio. They have proven themselves over and over again, where a number of the existing releases, they look pretty good. Not the best third-party resin figure brand I've seen, but they look pretty solid. So you might want to keep an eye on this one if you are looking for a figure of Mobius. Moving on to the next one. Okay, the next 7, 8 figures, they're all degenerate stuff in a way. So yeah, once again, F you, YouTube, F you. Okay, we have Tistel, Senton's Studio, Bunny Girl, Dorothy. They couldn't mention the name Nikkei. Yeah, this is from Goddess of Victory Nikkei. Standard version at 1/6 scale, $191, 1/4 scale, $296, and then there is the EX version, which can go all the way up to $500 and available only for 1/4 scale. And here's the funny part, right? The last picture over here, you can also get this. Buy both, right? You buy this small thing over here and also buy the actual figure. Generic bunny figure, which is quite difficult to convince me to get other than Asuma Toki earlier. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have 2 figures of Ichinose Asuna from Blue Archive this week. The first one here by Absinthe Studio, and this is a 1/4 scale. Yep. Standard edition, 413. Deluxe edition, including parts you already know what it is, for $500. Now, this is among the better looking faces yet by third parties when it comes to this character Asuna. Yeah, Dodomo's version looked amazing, at least in product pictures, but I don't trust Dodomo enough yet. I want to see the actual products. For Absinthe, I would say this is not a very detailed figure, isn't it? Not very detailed. Yeah, just casual outfit. Anyways, this is good news for Ichinose Asuna figures. Like, it is the kind of character where you want the figure just by looking at her smile. There's something really seductive and attractive about her smile from this specific character. The second figure of Asuna by FWS Studio, where she is cosplaying as a Chinese zombie. We call it Jiangshi. My Shuten Doji figure by Kyoskyu. Yup, Kyoskyu was also wearing a very similar outfit, except for this one, all of the important parts are open for you to see. And the smile on this one is also extremely attractive, but there is a slight difference to the sculpt by Absinthe Studio earlier. I think Absinthe did a better job with her face. Just marginally better, right? I mean, you compare the pictures side by side, you might notice it. Of course, y'all horny and dry people would prefer this one, right? Next figure, we have Raiden Shogun serving some opai from Moss Studio, $465 at 1/4 scale. Now, the face on this one looks great, right? She looks great. I'm not very familiar with Genshin stuff, to be honest. I don't play the game and I don't plan to play it at all. Has her opai been this big? I don't think so, right? She's not that big, man. All these third-party figure brands just enlarging their cup sizes by several times over. Next one over here, another Raiden Shogun figure. Yeah. Even though I'm just showing you guys the face, I think you guys can tell already what this figure is. For those of you who love organic green tea and also ropes, yeah, go and check out the figure yourself. I mean, you just go to the website, you'll search Poison Sting, Mode Studio, and Raiden Shogun. You'll find it very easily. Next one over here, okay, we have Shenhe and Kamisato Ayaka from Double I Studio. No price yet. right? 1/6 scale. Now, the weird thing over here is that Ayaka seems to be a lot bigger than Shenhe, don't you think? I thought that Shenhe is more of a MILF-like character, a very tall, mature-looking woman, but in this picture over here, or in this figure over here, Shenhe appears to be smaller, and it looks weird AF if I have to be honest. So I'm not sure if I can recommend this unless once again you are very dry and you want to collect all these game characters, figures of game characters in very compromised positions regardless of some issues over here, then by all means go ahead. But to me, it looks really weird. Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on to the next one right here from Blooming Lily Studio, Azur Lane Sojourn Through the Clear Seas Unzen. Okay, I think I remember this brand, Blooming Lily Studio, for another Azur Lane figure, which was really cheap, like their 1/4 scale was $350. It is like when the figure came out, the face looks almost like what was being promised by these product pictures or CGI pictures for the matter, just that the paintwork on the hair, on the bikini and everywhere else around the figure, it feels very basic. No shading at all, and then if the character has white color hair, just get plain white color paint all over the hair of the figure. So it feels really lacking in the paint department. So I would really advise Blooming Lily Studio to do something about improving the paint work. Their sculpt is okay, it is fine, but we need more details, especially on the 1/4 scale figure. Moving on to the next one over here, Lawang Neme Studio, they are at it again. This is exclusively a cultured figure brand. They do stuff like this very often. Okay, so we have IJN Taiho with some black color dude. Behind her, acting out in a JAV, I assume, and you get to choose between red stockings version and white stockings version, or you can get both, of course. I prefer that girl hugging the teddy bear figure earlier on Ami. This one not my style. Like, I love degenerate figures for sure, but this is not my style. Maybe if I look at this from the perspective of someone who likes NTR, then maybe this is starting to become a bit more attractive, but anyways, we'll just move on to the next figure. The last one for today from Chaochi Studio, we have Kafka 3.0 from Honkai Star Rail. So did they mess up the figure so many times that they need to revise it over and over? I'm not sure, but this is a very low effort figure of Kafka, just a very generic figure of Kafka. Like, you just take the head sculpt and then you slap it on any Hadaka body, and that body could have belonged to any character. And that is the part I don't like about figures like this. But that is how they cut cost with the sculpting. And as a result, this is only $117. Still, I can't recommend it. Yeah. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you get? Let me know down in the comments below. I would say Asuma Toki is a high priority for everyone who loves Blue Archive. Yeah. Until then, if you found this video entertaining or helpful, please give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel for content like this every week. And until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.